my friends, how are you today? It is a wonderful day in my neighborhood. Yes, it is, because the birds are chirping, the sun is out, the chickens are attacking each other in the backyard, and what do I got to complain about? Give me something. Comment below, give me something to complain about, because I can't think of anything. Okay, I woke up, I'm breathing, there's another day, sun's out. Even if the sun wasn't out, if it was a rainy day, I'd be even happier if it was a rainy day, because I absolutely love the rain. But I started thinking about something today. This is what I started thinking about. This movie right here just came in the other day, the movie Teachers.
What the hell are you guys running here? No, your school psychologist has flipped out, and if that's not enough, one of your kids tries to eat one of your teachers. Mr. Abel, what the hell do you call that?
Monday.
Our client is suing the school because he graduated, but he can't read or write.
They're going to try to prove that John Calvin was knowingly promoted, when in fact, he should have failed.
God! This place is unbelievable.
It's not a school anymore, it's a loony bin.
Yes! Where the hell's my desk?
Come on, this place is a joke.
What do you mean it's a joke?
Why, you're being sued by some kid because you didn't teach him nothing?
You're getting a chance here, Eddie. Take it. Sure beats the hell out of stealing cars.
We're not here to worry about one kid. We're here to get as many of these kids through the system with what we got.
The damn school wasn't built for us, Roger. It's built for them.
Half of them aren't even coming back after the alarm.
But half will.
You're crazy, you know that?
I'm a teacher.
Yes, Teachers starring Nick Nolte. And why is this movie so special to me? Well, number one, it is a Olive film release. Okay, I had to check the site because it's either Kino or Olive. And Olive Films and Kino, I never say it right. I'll call it Kino. It's KL or Kino Labre or Kino Laber. You know what I'm talking about. They've been releasing these old movies from like the 80s. Oh, okay, wait a minute. Now I'm going to offend somebody. Okay, they're not that old, okay? They're from the 80s, 70s, 90s, but they're movies that have not been released on Blu-ray yet. So you get this Blu-ray. You don't get any special features with them. They're very, very minimal, but they do clean them up and they make them look nice. Now, I did own a copy of Teachers on DVD already, but I wanted to upgrade because this movie is a part of me, okay? Now when I explained to everybody that all these movies have memories, this movie infected me? Affected me, inflicted me. This movie got to me, okay? This was one of those movies that it's inspired me. I was going to say inspired me to do things with my life in different ways. Now, the funny thing is that one of the characters in the movies, now every time I watch a movie, I explain to people just like this. I try to put myself in the pot of the person in the movie. And there's a lot of different people in this movie. Now, what's really cool is you get like actors that you absolutely love, you know, like a Nick Nolte. There's Ralph Macchio from The Karate Kid. He's in this movie. I'm gonna get the guy that played McFly. Am I gonna get his name? Joe Beth Williams, which was the mother from Poltergeist. Are they gonna put any? Okay, Judd Hirsch, which was the guy from Taxi. Maybe they will have his name in here. Let me see. Ralph Macchio. Alan Garfield. Wow. Okay, let's see. Richard Mulligan.
Help me here. Wow.
The one character that I want to talk about, and I'm not going to get his name. And now we're going to have to flash forward. I got it. Crispin Glover. Yes, the guy from, he did the remake of Willard. He played George McFly from Back to the Future. That's the guy I'm thinking of. Well, anyway, this was like one of his earlier roles, and he does an awesome job playing this kind of psychotic, misunderstood teen. But still not the guy I'm talking about. It's also, the other guy is, oh no, I'm going to do it again. Is it Richard Mulligan? I want to say Richard Mulligan. Yes, it's got to be him. Okay, well, this guy, he plays this psychotic from a nut house who breaks into somebody's house and answers the phone from the school who is looking for a substitute teacher for the day. So he answers the phone, and they ask him if he wants to come in and substitute. And real funny, I guess, you know, they don't do any. This was back in the day. They didn't do any checks or whatever. They were like, "Okay, do you want to substitute?" He's like, "Yeah, I'll come and substitute." And he shows up at the school. And the funny thing is, he's crazy. He's absolutely crazy. So what he does is, in order for him to teach, he creates this whole like psychotic weird world of like let's say he's teaching about history or whatever. He'll have like he'll play like George Washington and have everybody in the boat with him, and he dresses like the different characters.
Where did you leave off?
Pickett's charge.
Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth on this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal.
So he dresses like different characters throughout history because he's teaching the history class, whatever. The thing is the kids are learning because he is entertaining. Now, this was inspirational to me. Okay? Not that I wanted to be crazy and become a teacher, but I wanted to be a teacher that would entertain, or be a person, not just a teacher in general, but be a person in my life that would entertain in order to teach something. Because I find that the best way, especially with kids, the best way to teach a kid is to be entertaining. No 5-year-old or 6-year-old or 7-year-old is going to sit there and watch you, or 4-year-old or whatever you're teaching, is going to sit there and watch you if you're just a lump. If you are just going to sit there and be like, and you're going to read them stories, and you're going to talk at one crazy, melatonin voice, and you're going to be like, oh, today we're going to learn about apples, and they ain't going to learn nothing. They ain't going to. And I took from this character, from this movie Teachers, that in order to teach kids, in order to get them engulfed in education, wanting to learn something, they want to be enjoy something, is you have to entertain them. You have to be on. You got to be like a stand-up comedian or a sit-down comedian, or you got to be like you got to be an actor. You got to be a performer. You got to learn how to juggle and jump through hoops. You got to do these things in order for them to learn, or they're going to lose interest. You're going to lose their interest. Now, being a teacher, I have learned throughout the years, if you want to my favorite part of teaching is keeping kids' attention. If I can keep a 5-year-old's attention for an hour, teaching them about the letter A, my job is done. That's it, done. They don't have to go to the table and make little arts and craftsy things and build like little houses out of popsicle sticks or whatever, or make a bear out of a piece of clay. That's all well and good. It's fun, but teaching starts in the opening of the thing. It's you standing there interacting with them. They're learning how to interact. They're learning how to participate. They're learning socializing. They're learning a lot. It all happens in the one area when you start teaching. And in order to do that, you got to keep them entertained. You got to keep them going. You got to keep their minds flowing and getting them excited about what you're talking about. You have to have enthusiasm in your voice. You can't be like, Today we're going to learn about bears and bears. No! Dress up like a bear. Show them a video about a bear. Tell them the truth about bears. You know, draw a diagram. Do something. Make them act like bears. You act like a bear. You know, that's what I learned from this movie. It's about substitute teachers and teachers struggling with the whole system of being teachers. You know, they're underpaid, not appreciated, a lot of things going on. The kids are out of control. They don't know how to handle them. And it's a tough school. It's a tough thing going on in this school. But that one character of this psychotic that goes to the school and becomes like this over-the-top awesome teacher, he's very minimal in it. He's very, very minimal, but it was enough for me to grab onto and be like, wow, that's how you teach. You teach by being an entertainer. Some of my favorite teachers that I ever had in my life were teachers that entertained me. Teachers that would stand up there and they would bring out props. They would do shows. They would explain things in a more visual way. I'm a more visual learner than I am a reading a book. You give me a book and the words stop moving around. You want me to do math, I'm going to see numbers jumping all around in my head. I'm a more of a visual, I learn through experience type person. And that's how I feel like a lot of kids learn. And that's how this one in particular teacher was. But there's all kinds of things going on in this movie. This is once again, this is rated R. This is not a kid's movie. There's teenage pregnancy. There's abuse. There's all kinds of stuff going on in this movie. And it is just a classic 80s movie. Nick Nolte does an absolute awesome job. This was like, I think it was mid 48 hours, pre 48 hours, around that or whatever. And you get the young Ralph Macchio from The Outsiders and Karate Kid times. You get that Ralph Macchio, and he plays the best friends of the Crispin Glover character, who is whacked out of his mind, but they're best friends. He's trying to look out for him because they're such good friends. But he robs cars, and some of the teachers are really nervous because they're dealing with a lot, and they bring a gun to school, in order to defend themselves from the kids, and there's a lot going on, but it's not far-fetched. You know what I mean? It's like, this is something that I could honestly believe that maybe back in the 70s, 80s in New York City or so, teachers went through these things. Teachers had these walls and barriers and obstacles that they had to try to get through. And definitely throughout the years, I've heard of teachers not being appreciated and not feeling like they're appreciated. With this pandemic thing going on and everything, you've got parents at home, working with their kids and everything. And sometimes it's not an easy thing. It's not easy for me, even as a teacher, to help my kids with certain things because I don't grasp the concept. Even at my age, you think I would know everything, but I don't know everything. And no, it's going to be difficult for them because it's difficult for me. So I'm not going to be hypocritical. It's not easy being a teacher, and it's not easy being a parent. And this is one of those movies that kind of combines the whole thing. You get to see, the difficulties that these people went through, these teachers went through, and you see the difficulties that teenagers go through. They're going through things. I remember being a teenager. I remember going through things. I don't forget things. You know what I mean? When my kids go through things, they come to me because I can relate. I can tell them stories about things that I went through in my life. I am not hypocritical. My kid comes home and says, "Oh, I tried something or I did something." Number one, I appreciate their honesty. I appreciate them telling me, hey, I did this, all right? Because they could have kept it. When I was going through the stuff in my life, I didn't go to my parents with stuff. I kept it a secret. I did what I had to do, and I did a lot. And I kept it a secret, and I just went on with my life because, number one, I didn't want to tell them because I didn't have that kind of relationship. But even if I did tell them certain things, they would get thrown back in my face, and things would be all messed up. So I would keep things to myself. So when I got into things, the only person I could turn to was friends, and I had very minimal friends. So it was difficult for me. I remember those difficult times. So having an open-ended relationship, open relationship with your kids, where they can come and tell you, hey, Dad, I made a mistake last night. I did this or I did that. You know what I mean? That's kind of what this movie's about. These kids are going through things. People go through things, and that's what I love about movies like this. Is it makes you realize that life is difficult. Every day of life is difficult. There's going to be something in your life that you're going to have to go get past today. There's going to be something. You're going to have a problem with a person. You're going to have a problem with your car. You're going to have a problem with something today. Your boss did something. There's going to be something, an obstacle that got in your way, and you got to overcome that obstacle because tomorrow's another day and it's going to be better tomorrow. I tell myself that every single morning. Every morning I wake up like, okay, no matter what you throw at me today, tomorrow's going to be a better day, or today's going to be a wonderful day. Not every day is terrible, but you get those days, you get those obstacles, and you gotta overcome them. This is one of those movies. You get to see the whole picture of what the teachers go through, what the parents go through, what the students go through. You know, kids have struggles. Have a little compassion for the kids. It's not all about you. You know what I mean? And if you went through these struggles, think about what you were like when you were their age. Who were they talking to? Who were you talking to? Do you want them to go do these things and then go behind your back and continue to do them? Or maybe go to a point where there's no way for them to come back. You know, I had friends that I grew up with that are no longer with me right now because they couldn't figure out how to get it right. And they couldn't come back from the struggles. They gave up. You know, I don't want to see anybody give up. So you want to see a great movie, tells you a story about something very, very important to me. You know, teaching people, I'm not going to say just teaching kids, teaching people to care about each other, teaching people to do things for each other, teaching people to respect their children and care for their children is a bigger picture. There's a bigger picture. And this is one of those movies. I saw it on Blu-ray. It was a little pricey. I paid $22 for this movie. But I had to get it. I had to get it because I just have so many fond memories. And it's part of... I like to picture myself as like a pile of like clay. Well, maybe a pile of silly putty. Okay, I think I prefer silly putty better because silly putty has more things going on. Like silly putty, you could stretch it, you know, and it has a lot of give. You know what I mean? So I would compare myself to silly putty. You can also mash it all up and it will get back to form again. You know what I mean? So you have tough days and you get back again. You can also rip it apart. Okay, I've had people rip me apart in my life. So it's silly. And the cool thing about silly putty is you can take it and put it on top of a newspaper and it actually takes something from it. So I appreciate your comments. I appreciate people telling me I did something wrong or telling me I appreciate being told that I did something wrong. I don't look at people like, hey, they got a lot of nerve telling me that I did that. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't learn unless somebody tells me. And that goes for your kids, and that goes for you, and that goes for everybody. You don't learn nothing unless somebody tells you something. You know what I mean? If not, you always think that it's right. You know, I'm sure the first person that killed somebody, you know, if somebody didn't say it was wrong to kill, they would have continuously kept doing it. You have to be told, and then you learn. Don't be so offended. Don't be so upset. Oh, he's judging me or she's judging me. No, maybe they're trying to help you. Okay, so just keep an open mind. This movie did a lot for me. It just did a lot for me. That one character, and then looking back at my childhood and looking back at my teachers, it gave me a newfound appreciation for my teachers. Gave me a newfound appreciation for the things that they did and how they got up every morning. And they, no matter what was going on in their life, no matter what struggle. I had a teacher one time come in and she was getting divorced from her husband. I remember her just breaking down and crying in front of the class. Teachers are people too. You know what I mean? They're going through things, and you come into school, and it's real easy for people to say, well, leave it at the door. Well, this type of movie, this will show you that you can't just leave stuff at the door. There's a lot going on in this movie. I feel like when I'm holding this movie, I'm holding a lot of luggage, a lot of baggage here. I'm holding a lot of baggage in this movie, okay? And a lot of stuff that I've gone through personally in my life, and a lot of things that I know that people I know have gone through. And you want to see a good movie that kind of makes sense. This is a good movie. And with that said, I want to thank you for watching. Please hit that subscribe button. Bring a little more joy into my life. Hit the like. Comment below if you agree or disagree. I'm fine either way. And I'll see you later.